All right. Live podcast. Still have the crutches standing behind me, but at the exact right time, just fell over. So very sorry for your ears. Gosh. Welcome to another episode of the Always Race Day podcast, guys. What's up? How y'all doing? We're going to get into all the stuff from today. We're going to talk Bobby Allen right off the cuff in just a second here. Obviously, terrible news hearing of his passing, and got a couple of interesting nuggets about him and want to remember him. Otherwise, Sheldon Haudenschild won the National Open over the weekend. His crew chief, Kyle Ripper, got fired from the team after winning the third biggest race in sprint car racing on Saturday. Got canned in the morning. So we'll talk that. Chase Deeds had a cool win on Friday night at Williams Grove as well. And Devin Moran's even things up on the Lucas Dirt side of things. So we'll get into all of it. Leave us your comments throughout the show, especially if you got any stories of Bobby, no matter how big you are or anything. If you got anything you want to say about Bobby, throw it in the comments on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We'll see all of them here, and we'll read everything that we can. So appreciate you guys listening, and want to give a quick shout out before we get started here to Chris Weiser and the Weiser companies. They hopped on board. You guys know the ad at this point during the Knoxville Nationals, our biggest 10 days of the year. They made them a little bit sweeter. So really appreciate them hopping on. Some cool stuff in the works from them, and really excited to get done with. I'm not excited that racing season's coming to an end, but I'm really excited to get to 2026 because we got a lot of cool stuff in the works. So appreciate them. Appreciate all you for listening, and we'll play the intro video and we'll get on with this thing. All right. Okay, no crutches falling anymore because they're just permanently on the ground. So we're going to keep them there. We're going to talk Bobby Allen for a bit. He passed away over the weekend, the team owner of Shark Racing, what I call the best story in sprint car racing of all time, and one of the best stories in motorsports, him putting his team on the World of Outlaws Tour in 2008 with – I don't know who to attribute this to because every story I've ever read about him, every word I've ever heard, it said that everybody was doubting that they'd even make it a month, let alone 6 months, let alone a year on the Outlaws Tour. And he kept a two-car team in the World of Outlaws Tour up until the split or the forming of High Limit, and then has still kept a two-car team going between the 1A and the 1S. And just a remarkable human being, a hero in sprint car racing, a guy that just, the clear example of perseverance and just making things work and dedicating your life to the coolest sport on the planet. I didn't know him the best, so I feel kind of odd doing this. So I'm not trying to gloss over anything or forget anything. My mom's sneezing upstairs. If you can hear that, I apologize. But yeah, Eric, you probably know a lot more about Bobby Allen than I do, and I got some other stuff to read here too. But tell me about what you watched from him growing up.
Yeah, starting out with the Outlaw Tour stuff, I remember the crew guys on their teams took wagers or bets on how long they would last out there on the tour. And most of their bets was probably maybe a month or two, or maybe not even get through the full California swing or even get to California swing. So, it's definitely a testament to a guy that's put a lot of his life into racing, and whether that's being a driver or being a car owner or whatever. It's been, a guy that makes $1 stretch more than probably Paul Silva does. That's sad to see. I think one of the best stories I've heard about him was, I think it was the Open Red podcast back in the day, and he was talking about, or someone was talking about, they would have a Shell credit card, and that got them through the first year or so from a sponsor for the outlaw races, and they specifically had to go find Shell gas stations, which sometimes that's not the hardest gas stations to find, especially here in Iowa. But yeah, they would use that, and they only have one car with 2 cars and 1 trailer, so they got both the tow money to make it from race to race. And I'm pretty sure if they didn't make the A main their first couple years of racing, that means they probably didn't get a hotel room and a shower, unless they took a shower at the truck stop or something like that, even if they wanted to spend money on that. So definitely sad to see one of the, I want to say one of the pioneers of sprint car racing, I guess you want to say, and a guy that's definitely built a team that was very little into one of the top teams in sprint car racing.
Yeah, and Dawson Elliott, he runs Open Wheel Updates. Appreciate him for the comment. Bobby took a team in 2014 that not a single person thought would make it the full 90 races, and turned both Logan and Jacob into World of Outlaws winners and one of the best teams in motorsports. I love that. It really is what he did with that team remarkable. And whether, however many wins they got, less or more, whatever you think of him, he's, as a car owner, won the Eldora Million, the highest paying modern day sprint car race of all time. I guess it was more higher paying than the other millions. So he won that with Logan. Then he won a Knoxville Nationals prelim with Jacob, won the 1990 Knoxville Nationals. And that's the stories I've heard of that race. And I've never watched it or gone back and watched it. Maybe I'll have to do that over the off season and do a show on that or something. But just every story you hear of Bobby is just this outlandish feat that he did. There's a couple excerpts kind of out of order. I put them in chronological order. It's not too long, but from Kyle McFadden's story on Flow Racing today. It says one of Alan's first gigs in racing came as a parts boy for Miami-based 1960 Indianapolis 500 winner Jim Rathman. There he formed dreams of one day racing in the Indy 500 until he moved from Florida to Hanover, Pennsylvania in 1966 to launch his eventual sprint car career. I didn't know that until today. That was really cool to hear he is on the team for an Indy 500 win. It's absolutely insane. It's the biggest race in the world. More from the story. In 1970, Bobby Allen attempted to start a life in IndyCar, teaming up with his sprint car owner, Shorty Emmerich, to test at Phoenix Raceway. It was a short-lived foray into the discipline because that car ate up my fortune of $30,000 faster than baked beans will go through an old lady, is Allen said in his 98 National Sprint Car Hall of Fame induction article. It said, foreseeing, quote, no way to make a living doing that, Allen, quote, buried my Indy dream to pursue full-time sprint car racing as a car builder and driver in central Pennsylvania and beyond. Also, Bobby began integrating the shark mouth look on his sprint cars after his father, Joseph Allen, died of cancer in the 1980s, and his cars still feature the distinct look to this day, namely the throwback on throwback, like the very much a photorealistic throwback that is Ashton Torgerson's number 1A car. And like those paint schemes are so iconic in sprint car racing, and we don't have too many of them. Like we have guys like, I'm not crapping on Brent Marks. If you're from Pennsylvania, I actually love that Marks did that. He's like, I hate the color yellow for nationals. We're going with a yellow race car. And that it looked cool. It looked shiny. It looked awesome. Different paint schemes have different meanings based on how successful they are. It's a complete, niche conversation, but those shark racing cars in the shark mouths are some of the coolest looks you'll see in the sport.
Yeah, you definitely can't really beat that, especially with the 1A as well too. I think the coolest part is when I think they threw it back to his 1990s Knoxville victory, a couple years ago, or it might have been last year at Nationals. This is something you really can't replicate, and they definitely kept their shark racing mentality and memo for, from the start to, now, and it will continue as it goes forward. So definitely feel bad for the whole Allen and shark racing family. It's always cool to see a bunch of it seems like every day on Twitter or Facebook, I read something that I didn't know about Bobby Allen, and it's always cool to hear about different stories about him, and pretty much all the stories were really good to listen to.
Yeah, it seemed like anytime Bobby Allen was in a room in a conversation at all, he had something clever, funny, quippy to say even, and just every whether he was in the bathroom or just passing in pit road, the guy lived life to the fullest, and really happy I got to see a lot of his career as a team owner. Sad I couldn't see more of his racing career, but definitely a hero of mine. Sad news that we got over the weekend. So we said we were going to end it on a happy note. I got to think he's so proud of Jacob and Logan for what they've done and what the team's done. And I just want to put that out there and, feel for all those guys and in the entire team. They've treated me super, super well. As I've entered into sprint car racing and got into the sport, those guys mean a lot to me. All of them, the nicest stand-up individuals you'll ever meet. So prayers up to you guys, and we'll keep it going. But Eric, how was your weekend? How are you doing?
Good. Busy weekend.
Illinois got a win, right? They're still top 25.
Yep, still top 25. They kind of close with Purdue, and then it was close in the beginning, but they scored a lot of points in the second quarter, and kind of just took it over from there. So big game this week. Ohio State comes in town. So, I don't know. I guess I would say this is probably the biggest game of my fandom career on the football side. It doesn't really get much bigger in the regular season than number one coming into town, especially when your team's ranked in the top 25. So hopefully it's a better matchup this time, than it was a couple weeks ago with the Indiana team. But we'll see what happens. I'll be able to catch a little bit of that game hopefully on Saturday. I
feel like if UCLA can beat Penn State, you guys got a shot.
Yeah, we'll see. My brother's getting married on Saturday, so I think family photos are from 2 to 2:30. So hopefully Memorial Stadium has a loud enough fireworks and champagne that I can see them from where we're going to be at on Saturday to see if they won it or not.
Here's what you do. You go in and give the girls some extra drinks in the afternoon. So we had the strategy. Give them some extra drinks and, make sure their photos go a little later. And that should give you enough time to fit the window in of the game. If it goes to overtime, having a guy in crutches that isn't going to move for long, that might help you out. If you need the crutches, you can take them. I'm proud. I can walk now, which is cool. Very sore. Yeah, no, it is. They're like, yeah, you're good. You can move it, do whatever. I'm like, it doesn't feel good. I'll do my best.
Yeah,
but I've been completely staying off of it until they told me that I could do that. So been trying to take some steps today. We'll see. It's getting better.
How was your weekend, Connor?
I won't talk about the Iowa State game or the Cubs. Thank God hockey is back. I love watching Florida Chicago today.
Shout out to National Puck Drop Day.
Oh, dude. And they don't do opening day, right? They absolutely should just
4 o'clock.
I want a game at 10 a.m. I want one at 9 a.m. I don't need to wake up at 8. That's fine. We can 9 a.m. to stagger all the puck drops. Want every team playing to start the year on the same day. Give guys off days. If we start on whatever day and then the next day everyone's off, I don't care. If that needs to be a collective bargaining thing, that's fine. Whatever. But gosh, the NHL is just so exciting. That Florida Chicago game had some of the dumbest tempo I've ever seen. They were going balls to the wall, flat out. Looked like a looked like a juniors game. They call it 18U top level hockey kids that just sprint up and down the floor and just outskate you. And to see that in the NHL is kind of a rarity. But to see it in the first game of the year is wow, these guys just go balls to the wall. And I hope if you turn on an NBA game that you go back and watch that one and talk about the difference. I will do it.
I think
I'll remind all you guys, so don't worry about that. Doesn't matter if we're on a sprint car show or not. I will remind you NBA fans how soft your league is. Okay. I've gotten that.
I think just real quick, I think the NHL did their best job to try to get the Panthers the win on the season by scheduling my Blackhawks, but it was a pretty close game, I would say. So it's kind of funny, 10 years ago, the Blackhawks were the team that were doing the cup celebration beginning of the season. Now it's the tables have turned. Now they're picking the worst team in the NHL to take that place for them.
Yeah, and you want to give them a brand, and like the stars lining up next to each other. We had Connor Bedard, I think, in the Penguins last year. That was cool. Might have been 2 years ago. And they got some stars on that Blackhawks team. We'll see. I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but it's a fun team. And that's a big step up from what they've had the last couple of years. And if you don't think Bedard is like next generational, because his stock has cooled down, that kid's insane. That kid he's better than Celebrity. He is obviously better than Gavin McKenna. We have to wait until McKenna gets in the NHL to kind of see that. But the dynamic that his game has and what he can do is absolutely insane. And just wait till Chicago gets a team around him. And I hate the McDavid comparisons because he had like 4 years of first round picks because that team sucked so much ass. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had Leon Draisaitl on your line, you'd be pretty good looking too. It's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, same thing. I think I probably mixed up those two guys on whoever entered the league with them. But anyway, let's talk some sprint car racing. Sheldon Haudenschild picks up $75,000, crown jewel win, national open victory. And then his crew chief gets fired the next day and kind of clouds over what Sheldon's win was. So that's a statement. He's leaving that team. He's worst kept secret in sprint car racing. That's a Justin Fiedler quote, but he is going to KCP Racing next season. And let's talk Sheldon for a second, because that's just impressive to do. You're leaving shop. Not that you don't have anything to race for. Not that he's not going to go out and give his best effort. Everybody's doing that. But you go out on a really technical Williams Grove racetrack, and he proved it. He's just like, I got it. And I think Sheldon's career has had a lot of those almost opportunities. He's had some big wins. He's had a $250,000 win, I think, at Huset's. And that it might have been $100,000 at that time. I'm hitting the head too many times playing hockey. Anyways, there's been a lot of almost in Sheldon Haudenschild's career, and I thought it was really cool seeing him get that one on Saturday.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much his first crown jewel win, I guess you want to say, for sprint car racing. It's, I guess coming in on Saturday night watching it, I don't think I would have picked them to win it. I would have either probably picked Bill Baylog to hold off the field or some PA guy to win it. But we definitely proved, I think, a lot of people were on. And it is kind of interesting, too, because usually when you're leaving a team, you are leaving because you're not running well. And it's very odd for someone to win that big of a race with the team pretty much dissolving its driver and crew members. But yeah, I mean, good for Sheldon. I mean, I know he's been struggling the last 2 years, I would say, probably, especially this year. They just haven't had the speed, and they've had some things go not their way sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's a very odd situation to win that big of a race. But I mean, kudos to him and Kyle Ripper on making the car fast and still giving a DM for the team and still trying to win some money on both sides.
Absolutely. So yeah, Kyle Ripper on Sunday morning was fired from Stenhouse Junior Marshall Racing. Kyle Pruitt, Logan Schuhart's crew chief, that split ways with Shark Racing earlier this month, taking over that team. I believe he's taking over that team for the next year as crew chief there. Then Danny Dietrich on Sunday, obviously no stranger to Twitter beef or anything like that. He sent a tweet out that said, one car owner I never raced for, quote, Dick Marshall and her, I believe referring to Richard Marshall's wife. He says, I said what I said. Thanks for everything you did for the 48. And then Richard, is that a good, I don't know the reference that Richard thing is from. off the top of my head, but I feel like I did it justice. He also sent this other tweet in the hot tub with Kyle Ripper, welcoming him to Gary Kaufman Racing. I think that was largely a joke, but yeah, I guess we could see Kyle Ripper helping Danny out for the rest of the year, potentially, before going with Sheldon to KCP in 2026. So I enjoyed the hot tub picture. I thought that was funny. Obviously, Dietrich is one to stir things up on Twitter. Obviously, Jennifer Marshall can stir things up on Twitter as well. What do you think, Eric? Just when you saw the tweets, I think everyone collectively like, oh, what's going on here? And then it kind of all made sense pretty quickly after that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see somebody getting fired from a win like that, whether that's a driver, crew chief, or a crew member. That's kind of unspoken for. But yeah, that's very interesting to see. I think I heard that pretty much on Sunday morning, Pruitt came by the hauler and pretty much said, I need the keys, and yeah, we'll take it from here. So kind of interesting to see too. And I guess the crew pretty much quit as well too. And I don't blame them. I mean, you're losing your, crew chief's usually the leader of the team and all that stuff. So you're losing your main guy. So, and plus there's only probably like 6 to 8 races left on the schedule. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole crew went over to the 18 car next year. I don't know. But, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see, and just leave it up to Danny Dietrich to stir the pot a little bit more and put in his 2 cents for the fuel of the fire as well, too.
Yeah, and I believe the crew, upon hearing that Ripper was fired, collectively quit. So obviously some more replacements that you have to go and do. And then just with that, where does it leave you? Do you have enough staff to get through the year? Who are you going to go get? I'm sure they're going to go get somebody, but yeah, complicated into the season for those guys, who's still a team which is still looking for a driver next year. So long as the two sides, I have nothing that's telling me that they're going to split apart. So don't take that into what I'm saying. But as long as the two sides stay together, a team that needs a driver for next season. So we'll see what happens with that. But on Friday night, Chase Dietz, his first career World of Outlaws win in the National Open. I'm just brain mushing on the team, but his first career World of Outlaws win for both him and the team, I believe. And they were just so excited on Friday. Both car owners, the husband and the wife, got on top of the wing. And it was one of the funniest post-race videos I've ever watched in my life. I loved it. Their passion is unmatched.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen different teams win either a high limit or an outlaw race, whether that's in Pennsylvania or, Iowa, Wisconsin, whatever, out west, those type of things. But for some reason, I think this is just the passion. I've never been out in Pennsylvania. I need to go one of these times. But I think that's just the passion of the drivers, crew, team owners, fans. When one of their locals win, and especially the first time against the Outlaws, it's like a, Saturday night at Nationals after a race party type of deal. It's full-fledged, drink as much beer as you can and celebrate it and soak it in. So it's always good to see the emotion of that winning a race, because you don't see that all the time, especially when the regular Outlaw guys win, or like a guy that's won, 4 or 5 times with the Outlaws. It kind of puts a refresher back in your mind on how hard it is actually to win these races, and also how much it means to somebody to win an outlaw race still to this day.
Yeah, and Chase has looked great this year. He's been super quick in that car. Really noticeable anytime that I've turned on their vision or flow, and really cool to see him get the job done. One thing I wanted to talk about the National Open, they called a major. I'm fine with calling it a major. I wholeheartedly believe it's a major. I'm not even saying take it out. I just want Friday's results to impact Saturday just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's it. Give me like the top 4 finishers from Friday. They go to the dash. The 4 heat winners from Saturday go to the dash. And that's your top 8 starters for Saturday night. Give me something like that. Give me like points. If you combine qualifying heat and A main points and say top 4 in points, do the same thing. Give me something like that. I can't stand crown jewel weekends where the first night of the event has no bearing on the second night. And it's just 2 one-day shows. That's just 2 one-day shows. The Friday show shouldn't even be called the National Open. It's just Friday. It's not even the National Open prelim because it has no effect on Saturday. That's just Friday at Williams Grove. That's just the 5th World of Outlaws race of the year at Williams Grove, as we're all accustomed to. At least combine some part of the format to make this a 2-day show. Eric, I'm guessing you as a driver are not nearly as concerned and probably have a counterpoint to me that you're going to dig me into the ground on here.
Are crown jewels supposed to be hard to win?
I agree.
So, I mean,
you want the top 4 finishers to start at the back of the C? We can do that too.
I wouldn't say back at the C, but if you're going to do like that, you maybe lock them into the A main, but yet they still have to, if they qualify better on their next night, they can advance their position instead of starting 21st.
You just want to, I don't hate that either. I don't hate that. I just want something.
That's a little bit more. You're talking about taking up 4 dash positions. I think that's like half of the dash.
I would settle for 2. I would settle for the podium. I don't like when it's like, hey, the guy who won can choose where he qualifies the next night. I think that's kind of cheap.
You still have a randomness of Friday night though, because it's the same format. I mean, if your format was different on Saturday, I can see that being the same thing, but your format's still different, or still the same, I should say. If it's not like the Kings Royal where the format's totally different on Saturday night versus what it is Friday night.
They don't have a stupid ass wheel at Williams Grove. So as far as I'm concerned, that format's better than
they got a bucket of draw. Yeah, a bucket of pill draws you could draw from at the dash.
That's a little bit better than we don't know the invert until after.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's better than no qualifying in heat races lined up by pill draw. So
there's not many things that are worse than that.
It's like going to a casino and spending whatever it costs you a night to go racing, and you get determined by the pill draw.
Yeah,
I remember Knoxville did that championship night. I don't know if it was my second one I won or the first one I won. I think it was the second one. Yeah, it was the second one. They did that because they had a power outage and it was out for like 2 hours. So to speed up the show, they ditched qualifying. And I remember we talked about how we were glad that we had the championship locked up because it would have been – because I drew bad. I drew like in the 70s or 80s. So I started back at a heat race and it's just a disadvantage of it.
So you won the championship that night?
It was already locked up before we basically just had to sign in.
Oh, so, I just wanted you to say yes. See that, Joey Logano? Yeah. See, he won the championship on a format, and he says he hates the format. Isn't that crazy? I know.
Well, I like the format. It's just I hated the race night of the format because if you took out a factor of the format that you did, 15 nights a year. So, but it didn't matter for us. We had the championship locked up already as it was. So
I'm with you. That's we do have a question from esteemed sprint car veteran and crew guy and engine builder Glenn Saville. He says, when is Eric going to make his comeback to sprint car racing? He wants you back.
I don't know. We'll see.
Just text it into the personal hotline.
Yeah, personal hotline directly into Connor's DMs.
That's text.
Yeah, text. I don't know. I like the driving part of it, and I do miss the driving part of everything in racing. You can't beat it. I don't know. We'll like to someday come back, but I need to get in a little bit better shape if I do come back because it's been a long time since I've been in the seat. It doesn't feel like it's been a long time, but it's been, gosh, what year is it now? 2022?
I know. 2023? Yeah, it goes so fast, man.
It's been 2025, so it's been 3 years already. It's been 3 years this year.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it just feels like it hasn't felt like this a long time ago. So I don't know. Yeah.
Hopefully,
maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe you're getting the itch. And if you guys want to support Always Race Day, if any of you are interested at all in sponsoring us, hit me up on Twitter, or my email address is in the pinned tweet on both Always Race Day and on my account. Shoot me a DM. I think my phone number's on there too. I'll get back to it as soon as I can. Anything and everything. I think our prices are the lowest in the industry, and the lowest you'll find. So I'll go to bat for you guys. I promise you. If you want me to MF a different company, I will. That's a higher price, but whatever you want, whatever you're looking for, let me know if you're interested at all. Because at some point I want to make enough money on this thing and support my friends in racing, like Eric coming back just to have some fun in a 305 Pace Pro professional sprint car, whatever they want me to call it next year. I won't listen to them. I'll probably still call it 305.
Sounds like a barf class, same professionals.
You're a professional. I'll give you that for sure. You and Jay Kinder are up there.
Yeah. Jay Kinder had a pretty good.
Anybody else in that class? I swear I'm not trying to crap on it.
Jay Kinder, I think he's probably got, I don't know how many races he won this year, but it felt like all of them except like for 4. That's an ass kicking this year. I can't hear you.
Yeah, you got to tell me when I mute my mic on the wrong. I pressed the button twice, I think. So I cracked a beer just so you guys didn't have to hear the beer.
Sorry, the beer crack. We just sit hear you.
Oh, hell yeah! Good, awesome. Beer drinking weather over here in West Des Moines. So, anyways, on Justin Fiedler's show on Dirt Tracker, he says that Cole Macedo will be back in the Wayne Johnson 2C car on the Outlaws Tour next season. I'd heard some rumors that Jason Johnson Racing was looking at putting him in a second car, a revival of the number 14. That obviously may not be happening now. And as always, nothing's official until it's official. So wait and see. But it sounds like Cole Macedo will be back there racing with the Outlaws next year. Going to be interesting to see where all the other pieces land, because there's still a ton out there. And we will have more premium news on our Patreon. So make sure you're subscribed to that. As long as you pay $5 a month, you don't got to go 10 or 20. I just put the tiers up there, and we're going to give the higher paid tiers some extra stuff, t-shirt, koozie, whatever. We'll figure that out in the future here, but we'll have some more updates for that. As long as you're in any of the paid tiers, you will get those updates. And then there's a weekly preview that I put out, just summarizing the points going into each weekend, what tracks they're at, all that stuff. So, and thanks to the guys that subscribed already. Really appreciate y'all. High Limit. Rico Abreu leads Brad Sweet by 52 points in the driver's standings. Leads Aaron Reitzel by 34 points in the owner's standings, 52 in the 52 over Brad Sweet, over Casey King Racing in the owner's standings there. They're at Lakeside this weekend. Midwest race, two nights this week at Lakeside. What do you anticipate from this, Eric? Have you been out to that race in the last couple of years? And what's your experience if you have?
I've been to Lakeside twice. I've been once to the go-kart track, and I think I've been there. I was there once a couple years ago for the fall race, because it was the same weekend as the NASCAR race, which I don't know why they don't try to do that again. I think that's a good move from both sides of the party. Lakeside's an interesting track. It's flat, but it has banking that you can ride up against if you need to. I think the weather's supposed to be pretty dry this weekend, so I'm guessing the track will probably be more racy. I know when we went, it was kind of colder and maybe a little bit wet, so the racing wasn't as good. But that's what you get sometimes in the fall in the Midwest. But yeah, I would expect a decent amount of cars, especially a 2-day show. I don't think there's any racing going on in Iowa, and I'm guessing we're pretty late in the season for Wisconsin racing to pretty much be done as well too. So I would expect a good amount of cars, maybe around 40 cars or something like that. It's definitely a good venue to watch a race at. If you are going to attend the race, though, you definitely want to plan some time to leave the racetrack because it is one way in and one way out. And that usually the stands fill up a lot for those races. I don't know why it takes so long to get out because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere a little bit. It's easy access to get on the interstate. It just takes a while to get out of that racetrack.
I think there's a set of train tracks.
There is. Yeah. So you get off the interstate, you take like a little back road for like 2 or 3 minutes, and you churn across the railroad tracks, and that takes you to the racetrack. So it's a easy road to get in and out. It's just hard to get out of the racetrack. I don't know if they changed it or not, but I know the one time when we went there was I think there was 2 track guys out there directing traffic out. Once it gets going, it just takes a bit because there's only one way in, one way out.
I went there a few years ago with a couple of the Knoxville guys. So I've told this story on here. Did not know it was a Halloween
outlaw race.
Yeah. I think 20.
I was probably there with you. Yeah. I was right there.
So I didn't know it was a Halloween themed racetrack at all.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're rolling out. It's like October 21st. I'm not even in the Halloween spirit. I get bigger for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm way bigger for Christmas because there's music involved. So we're just sitting in the line waiting to leave, and the window is down on the truck. And I can't remember if it was a clown or a vampire come up and just jump up, like snuck under the mirror, made sure he was not seen, right into I about punched this dude square in the face. It could have ended very poorly, probably just for myself. I assume the guy is at all liberties to scare me and make me look like a pussy because it did. I got scared, and goddamn, I was so mad at that for like a week and a half. Like, no one even told me, how do you have a racetrack that's Halloween themed? I didn't know that was possible. And now I've seen like 3 or 4. I think Mansfield's doing it with Matt Tift over there. I'm like, this is just batshit nuts, man.
Yeah, I think when you don't have the races this weekend, I think it's a haunted house over there for Halloween, after Halloween, probably. So yeah, I don't know if you'll be scared or not because we didn't see that when we went a couple years ago.
Oh, I've heard it was a very unique experience just to me, and I'm wondering if that was actually someone that worked at the racetrack or just someone trying to create terror amongst the crowd. I'm just kidding.
Just keep you on your toes.
Not what it was. So don't.
It's probably a reason why you weren't let into the gate sometimes in turn 4.
That's right. So I feel very bad. I'm sad that I could not make it to Hawkeye Downs over the weekend for the Sprint Invaders race. They covered the track and dirt for the 100-year anniversary. I want you to listen to this the dash results. Dustin Selvage, not a heat race. This is the dash. Dustin Selvage won it. Tasker Phillips got second. Then J.J. Hickel, then Brett Moffitt, and then Tyler Lee and Jack Thomas. But what a top 4. That's especially like those 4 guys. I don't know if that's the order I would have picked them in. Definitely Brett 4th, but just crazy. Sounded like it was a great race. Everyone I've talked to that went there had a good time. Tasker Phillips ended up winning it and winning the Sprint Invaders Championship. So capping off a year where he won the Knoxville 360 Championship and Sprint Invaders. Super successful. J.J. Hickel was second in his family car. Dustin Selvage was third for DGRD. And then Cody Wehrle, Terry McCarl, Cam Sorrells, another good finish for that kid. He's kind of burst on the scene. Then Riley Goodnow and Brett Moffitt rounded out the top 8. So I'm still pissed I missed that. That just sucks.
Yeah, for a guy that doesn't really care about championships, he did pretty well this weekend this year by winning.
Not points racing, but
yeah,
we're just trying not to wreck race cars and win them. So
yeah, and he won 2 championships without caring about championships. And
I still make fun of him.
He might care a little bit about it when he gets the front seat table at the banquet.
There is no shame.
Does he even go to the banquet? Does he still get? He's probably done harvesting.
He was there last year, so
yeah, he's probably done harvesting by then. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no complaining when you get the front table at the banquet and closer to the beer and food and all that. So,
on the late model side, you're absolutely right. So I'm somewhat multitasking here. On the late model side, we're gonna start with World of Outlaws just in case something happens. We'll end with the Lucas Tour, but Bobby Pierce penalized before the race this weekend for unapproved adjustments on pit road. I don't know if you caught any of this. He went to the back of the pack. I think still salvaged like a 11th place finish, and has a 108-point lead with 5 races to go. One, does he get it done? And 2, did you have any thoughts on it? Did you see this happen at all?
I did not. So this is news to me. I've been a little bit behind on the late model news, but I think he still gets it done. I think the outlaw point system, the way it is, I think it's still the same thing in the sprint car late models, right? That goes by like 2s and 3s and all that.
No, 4 points, so it's 150, 146, and then it's down by 2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make up that many points. I mean, you're going to really have to have a disastrous couple of weeks to be that far down in points and lose that. I mean, looking at the stats now, he's almost got Hoffman doubled in wins. He's got more top 5s and top 10s. So, I mean, as long as he decides not to make some unapproved adjustments and get a NASCAR penalty by starting in the back, next couple of weeks, he should be okay to win the championship.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2 great winners from the weekend: Dennis Erb Jr. on Friday night, and then Tim McCready on Saturday. I thought that was cool. Tim won in the Barefoot Bob throwback, so that was super.
It's almost like we're back in 2008 with those 2 winners.
Yeah, no kidding. Time's a flat circle, and also, well, yeah, it is. The Cubs still can't hit the playoffs. It's a flat circle. So
hey, at least they made it to the second round.
I'll tell you what, man, just an NLDS participation pennant is exactly what Tom Ricketts needs on his damn bookshelf.
Fly the banner, baby.
Wonder if that'll get him enough money to buy Chelsea's soccer team. Guess we'll see. On the Lucas side, huge weekend for Devin Moran. Ricky Thornton Jr. caught a flat tire on Friday night. He got sent to the back, just got up to, and he's passing a lot of cars very quickly early on, but he got up to 9th and kind of stalled out there. Devin won on Friday. Then he got 3rd on Saturday. Ricky Thornton Jr. finished 4th on Saturday at the Pittsburgher. Now it's a 15-point lead for Devin Moran going into the last race of the year. And I believe it's essentially winner take all between Ricky Thornton Jr. and Devin Moran. So I shouldn't say exactly what Lucas wanted. But, it's exactly like the 4-way battle where they all started tied. That was widely talked about. One of my favorite races of all time. And I couldn't be more excited for it. I think we will be there. I got to put in my stuff for it, but I'm amped. I can't wait to see if Devin can get out there and get it done.
Yeah.
Who was trying to look up the format, the points?
Well, I was just wondering who was leading points before.
Devin Moran. Thornton was leading before. Thornton had about a 65-point lead going in over the weekend. If you subscribe to the Patreon, you'd know that.
I would know that. You think I'd get a free Patreon link by just being a free will podcaster?
I text you all the stuff we put in there. You're getting more than what you get on the Patreon side.
I don't know. I haven't got a text in a couple of days, so
that's fair. I haven't put out a Patreon thing in a few.
Yeah.
I haven't put out one since last week, so I'll try to round up one for. I don't want to just give you guys crap that's not actually updates. I think that's journalistically stupid. Pardon me. I don't like doing that. So anytime, like, make a comment on there too, or send me a DM, and I can put out a Patreon thing to that, or respond to you directly and do that as well. That's probably what I would do. But I don't want to put anything out there that like if I put the Kyle Ripper thing out there today or yesterday, and everyone else is just openly talking about it, and we just put it there because we don't have a show until Tuesday. I feel like you're not paying for that. But if you guys want that, make your voice heard too, because I mean, obviously we will. I just don't want you guys to, I don't know, pay for something that's not. You're gonna get like pieces of popcorn that are uncooked. Like I just feel like that's not worth it. So
nobody likes that, Connor.
Yeah, well, no one knows where my analogies are going, especially myself. I have a lot of figures of speech that aren't actually figures of speech. So, yeah. Well, maybe we'll write some down sometime.
Well, back to the late model deal. I mean, it's hard to lose a championship like that in the playoffs for them. So, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, it's not what Lucas wants probably, but I mean, it's at least it makes it exciting, I guess. I don't know. I still have my mixed feelings about the whole playoff deal with that. So
this is a podcast. I don't want mixed feelings. I want your feelings. Sound off. Go for it.
I don't like it because that's not how you win championships in racing.
Now you just sound like Bobby Pierce. Boring Bobby Pierce.
Well, that's pretty much what it is. You don't win racing championships from a race, one race, or 3 races, or 4 races, or whatever. You win it from start to finish, whether that's like 5 races, 10, 15, 36, 24, 72, 85, whatever it is. I mean, you don't win championships by being lucky and being hot the last like 4 races or whatever, or having a flat.
Jimmy Johnson made a career off that.
Yeah. And well, not technically because there's only 10 races.
So yeah, Super Motocross is 3. You know that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean I don't know. I mean, it depends
it's
how many
technically 6 because they race 2 a day and they average the finishing positions, but you get it.
Yeah, and I don't know what their point system is, and maybe that's more typical for their type of racing. I don't know, but just
it's kind of motocross. Yeah. They always race twice a day, so they do that for Super Motocross. There's 3 races a year they call the Triple Crown, where they just race 3 times in one night and average all those positions. I think it's the dumbest thing in motorsports, actually. If I had to pick the dumbest format, it's just racing 3 nights at the same track with the same dirt bikes and then averaging your. But, you know, I like JoJo here. He says analogies cannot make sense as long as they make sense. And as long as you're not talking like a man with a paper asshole, you'd be good. Awesome. Thank you, JoJo. That's a vote of confidence from JoJo if I've ever seen one.
It's the things that make people subscribe to the site.
Absolutely. Join the Patreon if you haven't yet. Free option. You'll get the weekend preview, stuff like that. We'll do some recap news and stuff. Maybe I'll put it on the free side, and that's how we'll do the stuff I don't want to make people pay for. The stuff that's obvious and out there. As far as playoffs go, Chris asked, what's up? Quick question. What do you think Lucas wants? I think Big River Steel has the money there. That I think they wanted the winner take all championship. The drivers seem to like it because the purse jumped from the year before. Everybody that, if you finished I think everyone that finished in the top 4 in the standings the year before that went into that winner take all 4-way race made more money regardless of where they finished. Tim McCready told me he loved that. He's like, I made way more money than I did last season. This is cool. The reason I defend it, and you'll hear kind of some of this on the NASCAR show tomorrow, or the asphalt show. We talk everything pavement, but I'm not like defending the act of, hey, I want a winner take all final round game 7 moment. That's not at all what I'm saying here. I think when football season comes, so many people turn their eyes that way. You've seen it in NASCAR ratings. When they're not on NBC for the playoff races, it doesn't fucking matter. All the ratings are way down because they've been on USA Network. And if you're not on a cable network, it's not bringing people in. The word playoffs isn't bringing people in. It's not making people more excited. It doesn't make people like it more. But the winner take all Lucas Oil late model race at Eldora, where it was 4 guys tied going into the final race, and chaos happened, and it was one of the longest races I've ever seen. And any other time that you'd have that in a dirt race, how many cautions they had, people would say that was a shit show. That was stupid. It was not entertaining. I was just waiting for it to end, and it would never end. That race was talked about more than any dirt race I've ever seen after August 31st in any season of all time. Now, I started getting head over heels into dirt racing in like 2020, so my all-time is 5.5 years. So lay off me a little bit, but I have an appreciation for that race historically. So I'm not directly trying to say go do a winner take all 4-way. There's a mix of what racers want, what fans want. It's an entertainment sport. All of that dialed into it. I like that what they had this year, where it was essentially like, hey, if you do enough work in the regular season, you'll get a lead going into the things. And that's why Ricky Thornton Jr. Is tied with Devin Moran right now, because he had that lead over the last 7 events, the last round per se. And now it's a winner take all between those two. And I think it's super entertaining. Obviously, I think Ricky Thornton Jr. is he is deserving of the title. Absolutely. I think Devin Moran is right there too. And we'll wait to see who gets it. So, Eric, I got to comment a link to the Patreon because I
see that
stuff. Yeah.
Shout out to JoJo.
Thank you, JoJo. The fun part about the Patreon link was we couldn't figure out how to get it out of Italian for 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, so if you like Ferraris and F1, you would be a fan. So,
oh no, he just made the subscribe button really hard to find. I don't know why I was doing that. I still have no idea. I
do remember talked about if you made the cut, if you made the top 16, top 12, and top 8 and top 4 as the season went on for Lucas, you did get more money. So yeah, that's good to at least you get more incentive for trying to finish good in that format for Lucas. So, I don't know how about NASCAR or whatever leagues do it, or if High Limit does it, but it's they seem to give you a little added bonus to make the cuts.
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly.
And stay on tour.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what how much
more
for stuff.
Yeah.
But they definitely.
I know at the end it was like $40,000 more. It felt like for the drivers. I don't know. Maybe it.
I think, and I'd have to go back and find the numbers and compare them. But the good news is now I'm in the job where I can just focus on this. So like next year
I wonder if there's any concern of how much Lucas has been cutting back on their racing deal. If there's any concern about that dirt. They're losing the title sponsor for that.
I don't know if I've heard that, but I will say, and Justin Fiedler also talked about this, I believe, on his most recent show. But I
remember him talking about how much they've cut back.
Who wants to ever buy into that series and do that? The branding is right there. That is, it's called High Limit Racing. He made all these points too. I'm not trying, I've had some of these thoughts. I'm not trying to steal them from him, but shout out to Justin. But yeah, it's called High Limit Racing. It's not called the High Limit Sprint Car Series. So, it does High Limit, establish as this late model brand. And what does that do against the World of Outlaws? I think it's super interesting. And I think we'll see some purses go up still. So, still a lot to come on the silly season side of things, and I cannot wait to jump into more of it. I'm not trying to write out this season, but I'm excited for 2026.
Be wild if it was sponsored by BetMGM or something like that, or presented by BetMGM.
As long as we can get a betting thing that works in all the states. Sports betting is legal in Iowa. We don't get it. Yeah. We whoever they're doing it through is not here in Iowa. So. No. I don't know. I'm not complaining. I'd lose money, and then I'd have to talk about it on here.
That is one thing you didn't hear about too much this year, was that you heard about it late last year, especially when USAC started it, but it's a service you never heard of before, and then it's like,
dude, I had 5 diehard fans on my NASCAR betting videos every week. Mm-hmm. So I'd get DM'd like, "Are you going to post your picks?" And we ended positive units every year because I made my bets with $1 units so I could keep track of them.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks too because I put $5 on Bubba to win a Talladega race, and I got like 140. And I'm like, we're up for the rest of the year. Like, we're good. And I about just made him $5 increments, but it was too hard to keep track of on the Google sheet. I did comment the link with my personal YouTube, and it's not showing up, and I'm not sure why, but I will. Oh, I can do it from here. That's probably should have done that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, give me anything. What do you think? What do you think of the weekend? Who's winning races?
So yeah, high limit this weekend at Lakeside. You have to wonder if Rico wraps up the championship this weekend or not. And then you have the Outlaws at New Egypt and what's the Pennsylvania track they're going to? I think it's Lincoln. No, I don't think it is Lincoln. Is it Lincoln or not? They are going to Lincoln. Yeah, I mean, both seasons are winding down. Actually, I was looking at the TJ Sideways Performance All-Star calendar, and I was looking to see how many Midwest races there were, and it looks like the only racing in the Midwest is at Jacksonville. So, I think you're going to see a lot of high car counts between this weekend. I don't know about the New Jersey race; you'll probably get a little bit, but being in Pennsylvania, you'll get a lot, and on Saturday, and I think you'll get a decent amount in Lakeside Friday and Saturday. You could see your Austin McCarl, maybe your TKS car.
Hey, shout out Ian Madsen. He got a hard charger on Friday, and then a podium on Saturday in the Barnstormers car. I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Another big finish for the Barnstormers car. Chris asked, how's the leg? Thank you, Chris, for asking. I got cleared to walk today. I've taken some steps across the living room. It's very sore. I'm not trying to overwork it, but so I'll see about high limit Lakeside. I can't promise I'll be there this weekend. Might stay home just to, rest it, and I start PT this week too. So, but I will be at Eldora no matter what, as long as Chris Schroeder takes me. Kurt Schroeder. I do that all the time with Schroeder. I hate it. I'm sorry, Kurt. Love you, buddy. But it'll be a great trip as long as we do that. And it'll be fun. Dirt Track World Championship in 2 weeks with Moran against RTJ. And I think we'll get we almost got Devin Moran on here tonight. He noticed my text too late, but we'll try to get Devin on before next week. And maybe there's a chance we get Ricky on too. If you guys want it, I can try to get them both on at the same time and not tell them. I don't think Ricky. I've tried to get Ricky to sarcastically say bad things about Bobby Pierce on video, and he won't. And therefore, Bobby won't say bad things about him when they were kind of dueling back and forth last year. So I don't think it would be too funny. But maybe someday we'll do that with a Aaron Reitzel and a Cy Lynch or something. That might be something we'll have to set up. But appreciate you, Chris. Thank you for the kind words. Thanks to all you guys for tuning in. Eric, do you have anything else for tonight?
Nope, I think that's it. So looking forward to
Iowa State colored Budweiser hat. That's sweet.
I don't know. If you can fix NASCAR, you can fix it by tying it Earnhardt or somehow Junior owning a 8 Budweiser car in the Cup Series and a 24 DuPont car back out there that could maybe fix the Cup Series ratings.
Hell yeah. We'll see. I think they just got to put it on national TV. Jojo, thank you for the Patreon subscription. Love you, man. Thank you so much. It means a ton. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot for us. So appreciate you for doing that and doing it so quickly too. Sorry it took me so long to figure out how to post a link in comments. Usually a 27-year-old should be better at computers than I am, but we're working on it. We're getting 2026.
Connor doesn't worry about eating rice and beans tonight. So thank you, JoJo.
That's right. Yeah. No, I'm at my parents' place. I got leftover pizza in there. I'm not even really that
well fed.
This will do. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll try to work the phones over the next 24 hours, and we'll get a new Patreon update for the members up in the. I got to stop saying in the, but next day or two, next 48 hours. I'll promise you that. How about that? Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you to the Wiser Companies for jumping on board, being a sponsor. And if anyone else is interested, you know where to find me. DM me on Twitter. Shoot me an email. Yeah, Jojo, my personal Twitter and the Always Race Day Twitter, both those are open. My email's in there, my phone number's in there too. So wherever you want to find me, I'm not that hard to find. But if you have issues with that, shoot a comment on YouTube and let me know, and we can definitely hook something up. So appreciate all you guys listening. We will see you next week, and enjoy High Limit. If you're going out there, if you're in the Midwest, enjoy Pennsylvania if you're out there, and we'll see you, I think, next Tuesday. I'll let you know. Appreciate y'all.